Welcome to your introduction to editing your files. What we have here is your original picture, and here are the parameters we discussed with you. They simply appear in my file window when I highlight any file at all, including, for instance, a document file. It still gives me all the information. However, in a graphics file, there is much more. It even tells us what camera you use to take the picture. Now, I work with PhotoZoom to adjust my information, but I do it through Photoshop. So without further ado, we have made the jump to Photoshop, and this is your file. This is your shot of the sunset and the trees, and I can zoom in and out and look at it. But what I need to do is to set the parameters for your file, and that is done by saving it as a new file through PhotoZoom. What I'm going to do first is do a Command-Shift-Save, which is a save as, and this will be the test file. So I'll rename it test, save it as a JPEG. It offers the options of the size of the JPEG. I always go for the maximum quality, which right now is only 927 kbytes. Now we will close this one and go back out to the desktop, and I will reopen the new saved file, which was the test, which is this one. You won't see it look any different, but this way the original is still in the files. I now go up to my drop-down file menu, and I come down to the function of automate. This is where I have what they call add-ons, plugins, and things that I use to make it easier for me to work in Photoshop. Now, they tell you that the widest part of the picture, whether it is the height or the width, can be no more than 3000. You can see I've already adjusted it to 3000 pixels. I have also adjusted the image size to be 300 pixels. That's the overall difference. Now, if I move this to inches, you'll see that we are creating a file that is 7.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall. But by moving back and forth in the little drop down, I can do pixels, I can do millimeters, I can do it any size. I usually use high density graphics, very detailed graphics, as my parameter because it does a good job. This is a sample of your photograph, which was originally only 180 by 180 pixels. In PhotoZoom, all you do is click, basically, OK. Once you set the parameters, it runs this, it's done. Now, when I size it like this, it is a new file, but it hasn't changed from the JPEG. Now, I can look under mode as well in Photoshop. Although I didn't change the mode of your picture, under image, it will let me look at the mode. And you see it's still clicked on RGB color. 8 bits per channel, which is the standard. And you don't mess with that. You know, it's the old, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. So now, in order to let you see the difference in the size of the file, I'll do Command-Shift-Save, which is the save as. And what I'll do is save it the same way, but with the same name. And when I say OK, it will ask me if I wish to replace it. And I say, oh, heck yes. Now it will pop up the same dialog we just looked at. However, when I changed the parameters, it went from less than 1 megabyte to a little over 3 megabytes in size, still under the 10 megabyte limit for any picture you submit. Click OK, and it's done. I do Command W to close the window. We go back to my desktop, and lo and behold, here is the test. And if I look at the parameters now, it will say that it was done at 11:40 today and that it is now 2500 by 3000 pixels, 300 by 300 resolution, RGB with an sRGB designation of the actual color profile. It still shows that it was shot with a Canon PowerShot ELPH 360 HS. It tells you your parameters of your lens and everything else, but now this photograph has been done as a finished piece. And that is what you will have to do for all of your pictures that you choose to submit. PhotoZoom, which is through Smith Micro, is a very effective tool for that. Easy enough to find online. In fact, if I click into my Safari, it opens up here, and it is currently in YouTube, which we don't necessarily want to be in. So we'll go back to Yahoo, and we'll type Smith Micro into the search term. And PhotoZoom. And we come up with Smith Micro Solutions for a Mobile World. And award-winning 2D and 3D information. And here is Beta Vista PhotoZoom Pro 8. And we can simply click it. And it tells us about PhotoZoom 8 right here. And let's see, Ben Vista PhotoZoom 8 is downsizing or upsizing photographs. And it is what's new, examples, screenshots, everything, system requirements. It's all there. And you saw how hard it was to get here to this website. And not even a problem. And then we simply say, support, store. We go to the store, and we look, and sure enough, here is PhotoZoom 8, and it is $169, and it's downloadable. And they have PhotoZoom Pro, which is just Pro 8, which is a cheaper one. But the full PhotoZoom Pro, if you're doing it, is the best way. When I upgrade, it cost me $80. It would cost you about $169 plus tax. You can click it out right here. And you can see, not hard to find any of these things at all on the web. And PhotoZoom is the one that I just used, and I use it for all of my work in Photoshop, photography. I use it to work with all of Patty's things, and we will just probably put a link in to the Ben Vista site in the email we send you. But basically, my man, that's all there is to it, and your photo is done, and no harm, no foul, and everything is copacetic, as they used to say in the days of Glenn Miller, Tommy Dorsey, and Benny Goodman.